Good afternoon, traders. This is the S&P 500 futures chart review, and what we're looking at is the end of the market today. We had a big up day. Let me play you, it's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm going to play you the calls from this morning. I think you'll find it pretty interesting, and we'll cover them real quick. So hold on. 29.12 right here. We're going to run into this resistance. And then again, 29.36, 29.40 up here. And you've got a couple little stops in here, 29.32 and 29.26. And you may have something right across the top right in here, 29.21. So what I'm doing, I'm looking at the volume profiles, looking where people are trading. I'm looking at the shapes of the candles, the opens, close, and the ends of the wicks. And so what we're expecting is bigger pullbacks off of these levels, maybe 1 or 2 points easily. Typically you'll get 2 points, but realize that you're going to have a short squeeze here to the upside. And the levels aren't going to work really great. They're going to be very tough to reverse because people are going to be forced to buy, and it's going to be, it's going to be hard to sell. You want to go with the trend, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that here in a second. So just realize, but these are the levels, and this is probably the stopping point, I would guess, up here, 29.40. So what happens on really strong days, like it looks like this today, see how this thing's starting to reject and you're getting your move back. A lot of times on very strong days, it goes through the level and we'll find support on the back side of it and then continue on, kind of like how this came up and then it found support on the back side of it and tried to trade away from it. A lot of times they push it. They know these levels too. They can see them. I can see them. They're based off of volume. They'll push them through because they know on the other side it'll become support, and then they'll use it as a backboard and use it to launch. Okay, so calls from this morning. Let's look at it. So here was 29.12. That was one of the levels. You can see we got a little bit of a pullback right there. That was early morning. 29.36 was the call at the top, and this went all the way up to 29.36.50. We never made it to the 29.40 area, but you can see that was the top of the market as I called it, and basically moving back down after that. 29.32 was this level right here, 29.32. So you can see that call, that would have took you all the way back down to 29.27.25. So that was a pretty decent call. Also, 29.26 is right in here, and it's got like one itty bitty, sorry about that. 29.26 was right here. It's got one itty bitty red candle. That one completely didn't move back off that level. A lot of force going through there. 29.21 was the other level, and this is 29.21 right here. And so you can see you got a little bit of a pullback off of that to 29.1850 right there. So like I said, it was was going to be a big day. It was going to be hard to force people to reverse their positions because they were going to be forced to buy into this market because they were going to be on the wrong side of this market the whole way up, and that they were going to have to buy. I also talked about very briefly about the scalping lines, and you can see how they push them through and they use them on the back side, right? Push them through and kind of use them on the back side. This one kind of fell through a little bit, pushed it up, used it on support. It became support all the way across, pushed it up. You can see that when it came back, it kind of used it as support right here again, trying to take off. And then the regular scalping lines. But if you guys like the analysis, please subscribe to the channel. I'd like to say that the morning video's got a lot more information in it, just not that clip that I showed you. There was some pretty good information and analysis done on that. You should go watch it. There's actually quite a few videos at this point that have a lot of really good information, especially about trend lines and stuff like that. And my conversation about the open close, highs and lows is in the candlestick course video if you want to know a little bit more about how that works. Let's look at the rest of the market. Let's do it. Okay, good afternoon, traders. It's the S&P 500 futures chart review for 6/18/2019. This is my results for the day. 17 trades, 88%. I had two losers in there. Lost about 62.50 on the day. So not a bad day. I knew it was going to be an up day. Surprisingly, my losers were to the long side, but we won't talk about that today. We are still trading here. Got about 10 minutes to go. We've built a nice little volume profile up here on the weekly. We've got a volume node. We've got a thin spot right here where we traveled through pretty fast. And I think we might just fall through it real quick as we're making this video. Who knows? But we traded up into this big volume node, and now we're rejecting off of it. And we've got a pretty good rejection, actually, off of this node. In my previous videos, I always talk about how we test the bottom of the node, test the top of the node. And we've got a pretty good rejection happening right now. So this could be a reversal kind of sign to me a little bit. We've got to see how it ends up. Like I said, we're still trading. Let's jump over to the daily. You can see, come on guys, if you watched the pre-prep video, you knew I had this line here, right up to the ATR extreme, right? So pretty amazing, fast move. I can show that to you on the day. I said it was pretty thin right through here, and that we could have a fast move, and it sure was a fast move up. Perfect call if you ask me. I'm sure everybody will disagree, but at that point, we've come up and tested, and this looks real positive, on the daily. 240 minute, you can see that we're out of control, we're popping up, and nothing really to show here. We're just kind of slowly making a bull flag here on the way back. 60 minute, traded right up into this point of control and pulling back, and we found support right down here on the next point of control on this 60-minute chart. But if we take the time to scroll this all out, look at that, 1 hour pretty much almost all the way to the top, and then the second hour, and then we chopped around. Pretty amazing. That was a fast move. So hope you like the analysis. Fast move. I'm just talking crap today because yesterday somebody said I had the most complicated charts. I'm kind of enjoying it. So complicated charts or not, volume profile works. I showed you all the levels here. Even the scalping levels were kind of working here, even though it was a really strong move, and I knew that it was more to the downside that was going to be supportive. But when it got up here, it actually started to even out and balance out. If you take a little bit of time and draw some profiles, like right here, you can see how this traded right back into this point of control right here. This guy right here traded right into that point of control. Let me make the screen bigger. I'm sorry. I'm out of control today. Let's see. So you can see right here, point of control, traded right back into it, sold off, point of control right here. Went a little bit beyond, right? It definitely had some momentum right here and went through. Sorry about that. if we put this guy across and move him this way, I think somewhere there, oh, there he is. You can see the point of control right there, right up to the point of control, and sold off against that guy. This one, same thing here. If I pull this right here, pop back up right into the point of control, sold off. This one went a little bit beyond this guy right here, but the point of control is like right on the bottom, right down here. And you can see, it's hard to see, but you can see right here where the red line is, you can see all the yellow lines that were the point of control on the bars. And it was all trading right here. I mean, they were trying to break it out right to the downside, but that's where it was trading, right? Same thing up here, I'm pretty sure. It's always the same thing. I'm like a broken record. Right up to the, and then a little pullback. You had to pull back off of it. It's a little bit under 2. But I guess this is why my charts look crazy. Because when I start doing this and you get all the lines all over it, I think if I remember correctly, I can't get it to stop. Right here, traded right down into this one, bounce off right here. So, yeah, the chart looks a little bit crazy, and but that's typically how the volume works. And anything else that I can show you that I see on this chart? Everything was to the upside until we got to the extreme on the chart. And one of the couple things to talk about. So you had these big bars up. I talk about this in a lot of other videos. Big bars up, you're going to get big bars down, right, when you fall through it. You had these big bars down right here. Look how fast it went right back up. Big bars up, big bars down. And I warn about this all the time on the big bars, that it can move really fast through there again on the opposite direction if it reverses. So that's why I said, hey, we could get, see the bars on this side. You could get a pretty good little fall through it right there. And let's see if there's anything else left on this chart to see here. That's my dog snoring. If you guys can hear that, that sounds embarrassing. Over here on the symmetry chart, I showed you how to draw this off the first swing this morning, which was right here. I went from between this one and this one right here. We doubled it. I think we were actually hitting this during the video, and you can see the level right here. You can see the level right here. It pushed all the way through this guy to the other side level right here, perfectly all the way. And look at where it stopped today, right at the level, came back right to the level, came all the way across it to the level, sold a little bit below it, and right now we're a little bit below it. But this is the symmetry, 100% range extensions. Every time we break an extension, we're looking for a 100% range extension to the side that it breaks out. And that's what that's all about. So, yeah, it looked like it worked out pretty good today. Anything else that I can show you for the day? Oh, you know what I thought was interesting was the delta here. So we get this big old sell-off right here, and they're buying it down here on the delta. See this buying? And we're still going down, even though that they're trying to buy and buy and buy. But we're not really making that kind of range. Look where they sold off from here at 10,000. And this thing's not even back to where it is up here. So you have this divergence where it looks like, to me, the institutions are sitting on the ask, and they can't get it back up. So I think some people are unloading at this point. So when you have this divergence, most institutions use limit orders to get out of their positions, and that can make the market go in the opposite direction of what you see the delta. The delta is market buy orders. It's the aggressors, and the aggressors aren't doing so well. And the market's getting ready to end here in just a couple seconds. And that's this big old delta bar that you're seeing right here. They're buying as hard as they can right now, and the algos are sitting on the ask, just absorbing it all. More than happy to give over their inventory to people that want to buy this. So that's how that works. They just sit on the ask, and the buyers try and buy into it, and they can't quite get there. So I thought that was interesting that institutions look like they're selling out on the ask, so they're getting rid of their inventory. Anything else? So if you like the analysis, guys, please subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. More than happy to help you guys if you don't understand something on the chart. It's not meant to be complicated. I've kind of been joking about it the last couple days, but there's a lot of good videos, a lot of good information in the prep and chart review videos lately on how to trade this kind of strategy using volume profile, and it works. My history of calls and how they worked out are all there for several months now, and you can go back and check the record and actually see the scalping lines and see how they worked out and stuff like that in the videos. So anyways, I hope you guys had a good trading day like I did, and I will see you in the morning. Take care.